All right. Good morning, everyone. It's noon. It's already 12. Well, here you go. We are going to sing a little bit, but ultimately, I'm going to be going through the 12 steps again. And we're going to go over the first step. That's the one we're on for the next couple of weeks. So I want to invite you to join me because this is something that helps with depression, anxiety, um, just all kinds of stuff that we go through. I'll probably use Star Maker to do the music today so I don't have to play the guitar. I have on my fancy dress. I thought, well, this might be the one I get married in. I don't know. I can't see everything. But if I'm standing up, it's cute. Okay. Anyhow, so it's a beautiful dress. It probably won't be the one. But if it is, I already asked the Lord, I said, you think this looks good, Lord? You know I'm infatuated with the Lord. Hallelujah. Yeah. All right. So yeah. Let me move this over a little bit because I think it would be better if I move you back. There we go. Much better. So let's see what we got. What y'all want to hear? I'm gonna sing Christian music. You know what I'd like to do? Can I do some rock and roll for you? Rock and roll Christian music. Let's do it. It's from Skillet. I Need a Hero, I think is the name of it. I haven't heard it in a while, so we'll see what happens. There it is, Skillet. Let's just try it and see what happens. Let's get over here. Here we go. I like all genres. Amen. I'm just a, nope. I'm just a step away. I'm just a breath away. Losing my faith today. I'm falling off the edge today. I'm just a man, not superhuman. I'm not superhuman. Someone save me from this hate. This is just another war. Just another family torn. Just a step from the edge. Just another day in the world we live. I need a hero to save me now. Hero, happy for it. To save my life, a hero to save me just in time. I gotta fight today to live another day. Speaking my mind today, my voice will be heard today. I've got to understand, I'm just human. My voice will be heard today. It's just another war, just another family torn. And we need to kill. The countdown begins to destroy ourselves. I need a hero to save me now. A hero. I need a hero to save my life. I need a hero who will save me just in time. I need a hero to save me. Hero just in time. Save me just in time. Who's gonna fight for what's right? Who's gonna help me survive? Who's gonna fight for the life? Who's gonna die? Who's gonna fight for the weak? Who's gonna make them believe? I got a hero living in me. Live for what's right. Today that's in my mind. And if he kills me tonight, I'll be ready to die. Blah, blah, blah. You can tell I gotta work on it. Skillet is awesome. Hero, save me now. Hero, save me now. Hero, save my life. I need a hero to save me just in time. Who's gonna fight for what's right? Who's gonna help us survive? I need a hero. Who's gonna fight for the weak? Who's gonna make them believe? I need a hero. I need a hero. A hero's gonna save me just in time. It worked. Okay, now I gotta stop. Did y'all hear it over on TikTok? Did y'all hear it on YouTube, Facebook? So, I'm not great at it. I love rock though. Let me think if there's another one. I think Plum's considered rock. I need to learn Evanescence. All right, since I'm in the middle of this, and I know I'm going to have to start doing it now, I better write them down. What did I say? Evanescence. I want to learn the one that Johnny has. It's called Disciple. What else? Plum. I love the one that, what's her name, sings. My friend of mine, Melissa. And other people, I think Courtney sang it for me before too. So it's by Plum. I also like, Francisco Botticelli, I don't think she's considered rock. She's more of a contemporary artist. Ooh, let's do Natasha Cobbs, I Will Run. Because that one's rock. Woo! All right. I'm so excited. Y'all understand, rock does something to me. Hi, Christy. Good to see you, sweetheart. What was it I said? I Will Run. Tasha Cobbs, come on. I like her version the best. Tasha Cobbs. Let's just, I think it's under Leonard. Her name is Tasha Cobbs Leonard, or something like that. But it's in here, I just gotta find it. And it's rock. Maybe not. Dang, it's under her Cobbs one, I guess. Well, thank you, Christy. But they took it off of there. What a mess. There we go. Found it. I'm not sure. If that one ain't right, one of these other two is, so. I don't know. We'll try it and see what happens. Let's try the first one. Can you hear the music, Kristen? Robert, can you hear the music? All I want is you. All I crave is you. Ooh. I will run the race set before me. I will seek your face as the prize of my life. I will run the race set before me. I will seek your face as the prize of my life. I will run, 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 I will run. All I want is you. All I crave is you. I want is you. All I crave is you. I will run the race set before me. I will seek your face as the prize of my life. I will run the race set before me. I will seek your face as the prize of my life. I will run, 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 I will run. All I want is you. All I crave is you. All I want is you, is you. All I crave is you. My soul pants for God and God alone. 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 Ooh, yeah. Hi, welcome in. I will run, 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 I will run. All I want is you. All I crave is you. All I want is you, is you. All I crave is you. My soul pants for God and God alone. I need to turn the fan down. God and God alone. My soul pants for God and God alone. My soul pants for God and God alone. Ooh, I will run, 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 I will run. All I want is you. All I crave is you. All I want is you, is you. All I crave is you. All I want is you, oh God. All I crave is you. All I want is you. All I crave is you. Yes, hallelujah. Okay, she's gonna play it again. So let me get in there and get the other one out. All I want is you, Lord. Hallelujah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Praise you, Jesus. Got a good song on what? That to me is rock. All right, I'm going to slow it down. Let's see what else I can sing. Oh, Ain't No Grave. It's another one that's pushing, buddy. Because see, we got to fight back. People just seem to think that we have to curl up and stay in the bed because things getting crazy. No. Let's do this one, I guess. We'll see if it works. And after this one, we'll get busy with the... This is called Ain't No Grave. Oh, I forgot Crowder. I like Crowder too. I think he's rock. It's just my opinion. Shame is a prison, cruel as a grave. Shame is a robber, come to take my name. Love is my redeemer. Happy 4th. Lifting me up from the ground. Love is my power. Where my freedom song is found. There ain't no grave. Independence Day. Gonna hold my body down. Ain't no grave. Come on, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? It's Independence Day. It's when we decide that we're going to follow the Lord, right? Woo! Hallelujah. I'm sorry, but I love Christian music. Ain't going to stop. But when I hear that trumpet sound, I'm going to rise up out of the ground. There ain't no grave. Gonna hold my body down. Oh no. Ooh. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Here is a lion with a smooth and velvet tongue. Here is a tyrant, always telling me to run. Oh, love is a resurrection, and love is a trumpet sound. Love is my weapon, I'm gonna take my giants down. There ain't no grave. Gonna hold my body down. There ain't no grave. Ain't no grave. No. Gonna hold my body down. And when I hear that trumpet sound, yeah, I'm gonna rise up out of the ground. Ain't no grave gonna hold my body down. Woo! Hallelujah. Jesus conquered death, hell, and the grave. And we ain't gonna stay there, all right? Come on, people. Y'all know what I mean. Whoa. I hope this encourages you today. Yes, I do. Yeah. Ooh, he's gonna fight our battles. We don't need to fear. Oh, yeah. There was a battle, a war between death and life. And there on that tree, the Lamb of God was crucified. And he went down to hell. He took back every key. He rose up like a lion and set all captives free. There ain't no grave that can hold my body down. Ain't no, there ain't no grave that can hold my body down. Oh, when I hear that trumpet sound, I'm gonna rise up out of the ground. Ain't no grave, no, gonna hold my body down. Yeah, there ain't no grave. Ooh, I hold my body down. All right, we're gonna stop because I just want to go ahead and get started. I'm so excited about the 12 steps that we've started. I believe it's going to help people. I truly do. And I'm not pushing my belief on you. So if you don't believe in Jesus and if you don't believe in God, that's fine. I'm not here to push that on you. However, I'm here to help you have better relationships with people in your life. People that you may have mistreated or people that may have mistreated you, so on and so forth. So that's what we're doing here today. Let me grab my book. If y'all wonder why I dress up and get ready, blue is for royalty. And why I get dressed up for this, and I know people are like, oh, you get dressed up for your lives. Why? Because I'm coming in the name of the Lord and I'm an ambassador of Christ. So what I do here before you is a representation of my Father in heaven. And if I can afford to buy a little cute dress, I'm going to. For the Lord. All right. First of all, I want to pray over it. Even though you don't believe, okay? It's my thing. I'm doing it. Come in. Just deal with me praying to my God, okay? Because he's given me this opportunity. Lord, I thank you for what you're doing in our midst today. Lord, I know it's nothing about me. I'm only a vessel. I'm only an ambassador that you have won over through the crucifixion of your son, Jesus Christ. And through him, we work together, God. I simply come and am the hands and feet. I'm planting the seed as a worker in the garden. And God, you are the one who grows it. So God, I pray that it plants a seed into the hearts of those who are listening. And today, God, I pray that they get something from our 12-step program. We call it Restore the Way, because it's not something I'm not a therapist. I don't claim to be. I've just been through 8 years of therapy and healing in myself, figuring it out from a lot of trauma that happened as a young person. And so, God, I just want to, even as growing up, we go through things that, have made us either sometimes bitter. Sometimes people get bitter because of what's happened to them as a child. So God, I'm coming to help those people today. I'm coming to open up the door. It's Independence Day here in the nation of the United States. And we are celebrating the time when we became a nation. So God, I thank you for that. I thank you for the United States. Lord, when I look at it, I look at a foreshadow of what heaven will look like. No wonder everybody wants to come here, because there's freedom. You're able to do whatever you like. You can believe however you want to. All of these things are not the same in other countries. So God, with all the nationalities that are coming in or that have come in, and how we are now a melting pot and we're becoming a new nation, God, the new nation. We're the baby of the whole world. We're the newest nation. And God, we celebrate that today with the rest of our nation to say, thank you, God, because our forefathers built this nation on the fact that God was who we relied on. In God we trust. All of that kind of thing was put into the Bill of Rights and all of the things that we did, Lord. Independence, whatever they did to make it happen, I don't remember. I just did one class of American history since I've been in college. I loved it, but I don't have the brain like a computer to memorize it, so I'd have to go back and read it over and over and over again, and I might do that. But I feel like I want to help people heal today, God, of all the junk, whatever the things is that we don't want to talk about. I know it's not going to be a popular live. I know there's not going to be people coming in and say, oh yeah, I want to go see her again, because I know she's going to bring up and rehash all of my memories of my junk. I don't really want to deal with it. So I already know my numbers are not going to be bountiful, and it may never turn into something big. But God, I know that you establish things to happen, and I pray, Lord, that you establish this in our days so that we can learn to be healed and we can help with you in our healing, not just wait for you to come and do a miracle, which you have. But God, we also have to seek out our miracles too. Just like the woman pressed in so that she could be healed by the touching the hem of his garment. We're pressing in today, Lord, for that healing to happen in our lives and us to become fully, completely not captive by other people's ideas about us, or even our own idea of what we should be, because we have a lot of rules in our lives. As we get older, they aren't sufficient for now. The way that I behave now isn't something that I need to worry about like I did when I was a child. Because when I was a child, other people controlled me. Now that I'm grown, I can make decisions of how my life goes. So, Lord, help us to realize that this is not only just some big thing and I'm going to go buy a house and I'm going to go do whatever in real life. This is a matter of the maturity of the person who has been involved with other people and have had traumas from different sorts of things. And I don't know what that could be in your life. You'll have to examine yourself. So, this live is merely a self examination to help you heal and become fully free, like the 4th of July celebration, fully free from the junk that holds you back. Okay? All right, let's get started. So, as I was going through this, my therapist said that this program would be something that would help people to be able to continually heal when they're having problems. When you see that you're going through something and you recognize, okay, I just got into an argument with, I'm just using this, all the things I say are like parables, okay? So just an example, I just got into an argument with my mom. Example, we really haven't, but I'm just using that as an example. And now I'm not talking to her. And now we're having trouble coming to a level playing field because I went my way and I think she was rude what she said and she thinks I was rude the way I behaved. So we're not going to see eye to eye unless we go through a process of understanding what we can actually control in the situation and what is valuable. So ultimately, do you want your relationship with your own mother to be severed for a lifetime? I don't. I'm just using that as an example. Me and my mom are fine. Just using it as an example because people may be going through something like that, right? All right, so this is what we're doing. This process that we're going through helps you when you get caught in something again and you recognize that you have more trauma. Instead of going to comfort things such as food, such as promiscuity, such as pornography, which pornography, in my opinion, is a much more difficult addiction to get rid of than just, eating or whatever. It's really, I would say, the most difficult thing to leave. It takes you physically thinking, I do not need that in my life. It will consume you. And I believe that's why the Bible says if lust comes involved in anything, you should run away. Just run away from it. Don't even stay there and even tempt and let yourself be tempted that way. Okay, so the 12 steps, we're going to go ahead and get started with it. But does everybody understand? And if you have any questions, say I have a question or whatever, and then I can take a moment to address it before we move into actually reading the 12 steps, because I want you to know what you're getting into. I want you to understand. That's why we're going to do this at every single one of these lives, and I'm going to go through one at a time. So we're going to look at, and I'm going to try to bring up some things, because the Lord keeps revealing things to me for this first step. Okay? Because it's really difficult for us to understand why we have to be powerless, why we have to accept the powerlessness. Because in our own lives, and that's the first step basically, we're taught as children that you have to win. And we have this fixation in our societies all over the world that you have to win. You have to be able to do better than other people. And that's why people attack weaker vessels, because it makes them feel like that they're winning. Does that make sense? This is just generality. I'm not calling anybody out. Don't get offended, okay? I'm not calling anybody out at all. This is hard conversations, but this is the conversations we need. So if we're having a problem, we can heal from it, okay? So a lot of times we feel like we have to win. And we feel like that if we lose, we're going to have to be ashamed of ourselves. Which, that is another society-based lifestyle. Everybody shames the loser. I remember seeing kids on a team that played really hard, but they just wasn't as good as the other team. Even in college ball, baseball, basketball, whatever, When somebody does not win that game and they don't get the ring, let's talk about Super Bowl. Have you seen a Super Bowl player cry because they didn't win? So this is something that the whole world basically is teaching everyone. Winning is what we have to do. But you see, that's not how it's supposed to be. And that's the reason that we have the problems that we have, is because we have this winning mentality that if I don't win, I'm going to be ashamed of myself. When you lose, it gives you opportunity, first of all, to get better and grow from what you learn. One of the teacher things that I have, because I'm a new teacher this year, assistant teacher, and it said, if you, thank you so much for the gift. If you fail, if you make a mistake, it is just another way to begin to grow, because you learn from the mistakes. Yes, I can follow you back. So you there we go. All right, I followed you back. Thank you. So it's important for us to recognize this, because it's really important. I don't know where I was going with that. I can follow you afterwards, because when you send coins, then it automatically shows on Star Maker. Okay, let me try to stay focused. So again, we're all about winning, and if we don't win, then there's some shame attached to that feeling. When we don't win, and sometimes you can't help it because the other team's stronger, the other team's more qualified because they practiced harder. It's just a way for you to learn how to do better the next time. And that was what the teacher had put on the board. Mistakes are just a way to grow and to learn. Okay, it's just another form of learning the experience and being ready for it next time, right? And as that happens to you, even if you fail a few times getting something that I'm trying to look at my life and see what I failed. Oh, I know, marriages. I failed at marriages. So I have learned from failing in marriages that I don't want to get married unless I know that him and I both have the same objective about marriage, and that we're wanting to commit wholeheartedly a lifetime together. That's what I'm looking for. A lot of times in my past, that wasn't really what they were looking for. They were looking for a temporary fix for what they were having happen right then in their life. Maybe they were in a situation where they had no money and they needed someone to take care of them, which, in my opinion, was probably a lot of the reason why things happened the way they did in my life. And then the other person that was doing pretty good, wasn't doing great, but he just needed to help up. Once he got up to where he was supposed to, then he kind of, became abusive, right? So I don't know if everybody's experienced things like that, but I have. And so that's why I'm here. I'm here to try to help you. Hi, Captain Lori. Good to see you on my TikTok. Are we still doing that tonight? You can get with me in the Star Maker or text me, but I can't answer back right now because I'm live. Okay. So as you all can see, there's lots of things that go on in our lives from day to day that we have no control over anything, really. There's been emergencies that's happened in our lives, and they can put you in bad situations, and then here you are trying to figure it out. And even if you are a Christian, there are things that you have to do in order to think properly. Because if you've had junk happen in your life and you've been accustomed to being abused, you're going to choose the same kind of people who were abusive to you before. You're not going to recognize it because why? It's your MO. It's what you're used to. That type of person attracted me because they had that kind of attitude. Why can't I see that at the beginning? Why? Because the people around you and that you're probably living day-to-day lives with, maybe they treat you the same way. I'm just trying to make a point. So we have to learn. That's why going into the 12-step program and working the steps, is what they call it, is important. You may not need it all the time. I need it right now because I recognize that I'm not handling loved ones the way that I want. I'm not reacting to the situation the way that I want to. Okay? So let's go ahead and go through the 12-step program. It says, for those working a 12-step program or helping another one through it, you can view or download or print out the 12-step worksheet at 12steppers.org. That's where I got all of my information. If you have a computer or if you get on your phone and you have a printer of some kind, you could even go to the library and go to 12. You got to type in the numbers 1, 2, and then steppers.org. That's where you go to get this information from, okay? So there's a whole place you can go to meetings on there. You can see what other people are doing, and it can help you. Okay, let me check my sugar real quick. I feel a little funky. No, I'm still good. So I've had a friend make a cake at school. Just going to do a side note here. And it did not affect my sugar. Like, I ate that and it was delicious, first of all. And then it didn't have an effect to make my sugar go really high. That's what I ate for breakfast. So I didn't give myself any insulin today, and my sugar's still 144. So that's good. Okay, let's go ahead and read the rest. First step. I'm just going to kind of read these all the way through without commentary. You know what? Let's go over here because it actually has a little bit of commentary. I don't want to have to read both of them again, so I'm going to do them together on this page, okay? What the 12 steps of recovery, which is healing. I'm going to put healing and recovery. What they are and what each one means. When entering any recovery program or healing program, healing or recovery program, I'm making the adjustments with my pencil as I go, you will be introduced to the 12 steps. These steps are the same from Alcoholics Anonymous to Workaholic Anonymous. It is good to get an idea of what all 12 steps are from the start. Whatever your problem is, if you keep making the same mistakes, picking the same kind of people, if you are a workaholic, if you are, if you like to go to bingo and gamble, if you go to casinos, if you have a pornography addiction, if you have anything like that, this will help you get control of your life and your circumstances. All right. It is good to get an idea of what the 12 steps are from the start. Taking each step on by itself is vital to a successful healing and recovery. If you attempt to move into the next step before mastering the step you are on, it could undo a lot of the work and damage your ability to complete the steps successfully. So I mentioned this yesterday. I've actually been doing this prior to now. And I did it with Star Maker Friends on there, but it kind of fell off. I don't remember. I think the devil came in and had some junk happen. Get people's minds all twisted and doing stuff they ain't supposed to do. Anyhow, so I've tried this already successfully to my degree, because I got to up to 10. So now that's kind of where I'm at right now, is on step 10. All right, let's look at number, let's see. For those working a 12-step program or helping another one through it, you can view or download. We've already explained that. It says 12-step worksheet is what you're wanting to look at, okay? If you go on that website. Step 1 says, we admitted we were powerless over our hurts, habits, and desires. Or hang-ups. That's what I've heard some people say. Powerless over hurts, habits, and desires or hang-ups. That our lives have become unmanageable. So we may not recognize that there's a problem, but whenever something comes up and we don't like it, we mishandle the situation. Then we go back and go, oh, wow, that ruined my relationship with them. Okay? So that's what we're trying to get out of. All right, let's go on. Often the most challenging. So step 1 is often the most challenging. It's also the most crucial step. No one has ever gotten into a healing path or recovery path before being ready. So you've got to examine yourself. That's why I keep going through these steps. I want you to be fully aware of what we're doing in this process. A full admission that you no longer control your life. That's a hard pill to swallow. But your desires, your hurts, habits, and desires or hangups control you. It is the first step to recovery, is when you realize that these things are what has caused you, your own desires, your own thoughts, your own processes. That is a hard pill to swallow. And understanding that it's not going to get better until you give up your control. So that's the first one. We're powerless to stop people from leaving our lives when we act a mess. We are powerless to stop ourselves from going grocery shopping or whatever, and binge shopping and buying junk food or whatever. I'm using all kinds of stuff to get you in the right frame of mind. It's simple little things that we all can help to understand that this process I'm talking about can help you in every aspect of your life. Why am I going over here? Just like I was going to buy my mom a wheelchair, just for the fact that when we were in a situation, she was going to have to walk by herself and I was going to have to park the car. And so I thought, well, she had a wheelchair, she could, electric one, she could be there with me and use that for that long distance, because she's had a stroke. She had 2 of them at the same time. So it's affect her walking, her mobility. So we're trying to help. This is it. And my thought is I ain't getting no younger either, right? So I'm thinking to myself, I could possibly use this, because I actually hurt my foot when I was 10 years old and it didn't grow the full size of the up one. So I may wind up getting it just for the fact that I want to go to Kentucky Kingdom. I want to go to the fair. I want to go do these things, but walking that distance is really difficult for me to do. Yeah. So that's why I want to help her. But whenever I told her about it, she was like, I'm not going to use it. If you want to buy it for yourself, you can. I'm like, but wait, you see what I'm saying? So in my mind, I'm trying to push my way on to her and make her do what I want her to do, because I know that it'll be beneficial for her, but she doesn't want to get in a wheelchair. Her thought is, if I start using that, I'm not going to push myself to do more. Instead, I'm going to just decline. And my thought is, it will give you an easier avenue to be able to enjoy the things that you find challenging at this moment. If you're wanting to get better at it, why don't you get the chair, right? I can ride in it when you're strong enough to do what you're doing, or we can fold it up and pull it along. That's the really cool thing about this thing, is that you don't have to keep using it. It's actually compact. You can make it go, close it, and then carry it like a little suitcase. It ain't like you have to use it the whole time. I might get it. Still debating. But you see, my point is this. I was trying to push myself, and I want to help you, and I want to please you, and I want to do things for you, because that's my vice. That's my vice. I want people to accept me and love me more, so I try to do more than I actually should to get that reward of love from them. Because honestly, that's not where your love comes from. Your love comes from your heart, and it's unconditional. But I'm making it conditional, and I didn't realize that. So that's why number 1 is the most important. Can anybody say, I definitely need to get to the place where I understand that my life is unmanageable and I could have spent that money for no reason when she doesn't want it? When I buy gifts for them or anybody that they really don't want, I do the same thing to my son. Mom made me do it. Mom forced me to do it. I did not realize until multiple times, people have told me multiple times. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. At school last year, I brought in flowers for everybody and roses, and or I think it was rose. I got all different kinds. I got a bunch of bouquets of flowers. It cost me about $100 to show the teachers how much I appreciated them. Because in my opinion, I think the churches should do that to encourage the teachers that deal with children every single day. I would suggest, and see again, I'm a people pleaser, but I would, and I did. I had it come from our ministry, Kingdom Minded, for my school that I work at, to show the teachers appreciation because they don't get enough of that. A lot of times, parents don't understand the types of things that teachers go through. And I'm going to tell you something. You have to pass a background check, but I would recommend go and volunteer at your child's school. Just working in the cafeteria during the cafeteria time will give you a really good feeling about what your teachers deal with every day. Okay? And it may not be hard to homeschool, because I did. I homeschooled my kid. And it was not the easiest thing. And he didn't get to do a lot of things the other kids did because you had that community together. When he was in school, he was able to do band. He was able to be with other kids. Graduation, he would have been able to walk down the aisle. He would have been able to go to the prom. He would have been able to do all of these things. But I wanted him to be home with me, so I know he was safe. There was things that happened. Now I'm working with the children that this situation happened with, and I don't know that everyone knows about it. So in my situation, it's highly structured, so the teachers have to go in and help those particular students, like make sure that they don't hurt someone else or themselves because they have ADHD, autism, or something like that, and they can't react correctly. Okay? So, helping you with that. Let's move on. That is the reason that I took my son out, though. Like I said, there's pros and there's cons in all of it on what you want to do. Now, step 2. We're going to the next one now. Listen up. Came to believe that a power greater than myself could restore me to a better way of life. So, if I give up my free will to this higher power, we're going to talk about in number 3. Actually, we're going to talk about number 2 too. But number 2 is finding the higher power, because a lot of people don't believe that there is a higher power. They believe they're it. How's that been going for you? If you're the one that thinks that you're the one, have you been working yourself to death? Have you been worried about everything? Have you been manipulating everybody to get what you want out of life because you got to be in control of everything? How's that going? I can promise you I was her. And I now know that I can't. So I kind of learned to go with the punches, and I kind of learned to put God first, and then he will add everything else that I need. He'll take things away, he'll add things. And that's why I'm here and doing what I'm doing now, because I got kind of crazy about the situation of not getting to go to Louisiana when I went through so much to get to go on this trip. It didn't work out. So I got into a funk. And I almost lost the relationship because of my funk. So, and I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that the future will look bright and that we will still be okay. He's really busy right now with all the kids. His mom's on vacation. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to go down, to help them while she's gone. It just didn't work out. I'm hoping that Christy will go with me, because she said she would go. She just didn't have the money. I'm like, I would be going and paying for it anyway. I'm just going to be paying for another mouth to eat. You could go with me, and I wouldn't be by myself. So she might go. I might probably wind up going for a weekend or something. The door's open on it. Hi, Z. Good to meet you. There's 84 over here. Thanks for coming in my live, you guys. Vanished account. What a good name. All right, number 2. Came to believe that a higher, greater power than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Sometimes this step scares away new people on the road to recovery. Often it's assumed the higher power is God. as viewed through Christianity, Judaism, or Islam. At this point, many cannot conceive of turning their lives over to that kind of higher power. This is untrue. This is simply knowing there is something greater than ourselves out there that we can turn to help heal ourselves, right? Hi, Christy. Thanks for watching. And so the step 2 is that we need to figure out what we can believe to believe that something is out there and able to help us heal from the trauma and the junk that we've been through. Number 3, we decide then to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understand Him. So that extra higher power that we've accepted now, we understand and we believe we're giving our power over to this higher entity because they're the only one that can really control anything behind the scenes. So that's what we do. So 1 is we admit we're powerless. 2, we admit that this greater power can help us and restore us back to sanity. Number 3, we decided that to turn our will over and our lives over to this entity because they're the one that controls everything in the back behind the scenes anyway. Step 4, we make a searching. Hold on, I didn't read all that stuff. Give me a minute. You now know that you cannot control your desires, hurts, habits, and hang-ups alone. And there is a higher power that will help you. This is choosing to turn yourself over to whatever higher power you believe in and allow them to be a part of your life, your world, and your decisions. Thank you. Oh, that's okay. I know you were, I wasn't expecting you to be here because of that. So thank you. I appreciate that. I am recording it on YouTube. Sometimes the video doesn't work too good though, but you can hear the audio. So I'm going to continue to do this at least until I get something from it. But the way I feel like that we need to really work on it is actually going in and doing each step one by one. Right now, we're kind of going through all of them so you'll understand what we're trying to do. And then we'll begin focusing on number 1. So we'll be here for a while. If you don't feel like staying, you can leave, okay? All right, then we're moving on to number 4. We're making a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. That is hard, you guys. That is really hard. Number 1, I found out that I'm a people pleaser. I do things thinking that I'm going to get more love if I buy you something. Or if I say, for instance, I bought whenever I was younger. This has happened even when Larissa, Kaylin, Devin, all them were young. I went and bought them all, every single one of them, a Kentucky Kingdom pass, which was like $60 a piece at that time. It's higher than that now. But there are 6, 3, 4, 5. There was at least 5 because I don't think Devin was big enough at the time. I bought 5 of them at $60-something. That's like $300 to try to win over my nephews and nieces' love. So, as you can tell, I've had to examine my life and go, yep, that's what I do. It is. It's called the 12-step program. And if you want to get the information, Christy, it's the website to get to is 12, so 12, the numbers, steppers with an S at the end of it, .org. 12steppers.org, and it's online. You can even go to Zoom meetings and watch how everything works. It's usually like with AA, so you're going to see a lot of people in there probably going through that kind of thing. But honestly, this precept, this thing that's going on in this process can help us in our daily lives. People pleasing, overeating, all of it, all of the junk that we have can fit into the 12-step program and can break our habits, break the stuff. Can't buy me love. Yep, there you go. I mean, I'm having to realize that. But I also, just because the reason I'm doing this again, Kirsty, like I said, I was supposed to go to Louisiana and I didn't get to because of all the stuff I explained earlier to you. And so I was really angry and I sent mean texts to Darren. You're going to have to come here. I'm not coming back down there. I can't stay down there with my sugar, blah, 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 blah. I mean, poured it out on him. Okay. He's very patient to deal with me. And if he's willing to do that, then I'm thankful to have that man. Right? So, so he said we're okay and good and everything. He's really busy though. He's redoing his mom's kitchen. That's one of the reasons I wanted to go down there. So again, lots of problems, lots of issues. Um, but that's why I'm doing this again. And my therapist, who I've been working with for like 8 years, told me that this 12-step program can help you because the process that you go through and understanding why we get bad, why we get to a depression, why we get to all of the issues, why we have problems and we send off the nasty text or we just close up and become suicidal or unalivable, all of that stuff, right? Okay, I will. I should put it in my thing. I didn't think about that. Let me do that. Can I text while I'm doing this? Enable question and answer. No, it's not giving me any option to text. I was going to say, it says a link. I don't know. I'm afraid I'll close it up and not be able to give it to you. But in any case, basically, hi, crazy libertarian. Nice to meet you. I think I've seen you before, but anyway. So these steps, the process of it will help you not to handle people wrongly when you are in a bad situation. I got you. It's okay. I'll get you afterwards. And I'll try to put it on all of my, since I'm doing this with my Bible Worldwide, it's the Restore the Way. So it kind of goes hand in hand because we need to know who we are in God. And by reading the Word of God, that helps us to understand better who we are. And instead of basing our lifestyle on what people say about us, now we can see what God says about us, which is the truth. Okay? What other people say about you is not true. People have their own opinions, even your best friend, even your neighbor, even your, I love you too. And a ton of people can be hateful and mean, but when they are, you don't have to be like them. And so this process helps you manage the way that you handle people instead of having to go, now I've lost all of my dignity for myself. That's the first thing that gets you into depression because you're getting all upset with yourself that I handled it incorrectly, right? So we have to figure it out. And this is the way we can do it. And when you find that you're having more problems, you just keep going back to this 12-step program. It's easy. Yeah, exactly. I've actually kind of fixed some of mine with my sister, so yay. I don't think she even thought we had a problem, but I did. I think in my own shame and stuff like that, I always assumed she was attacking me. Look, somebody's talking to me on YouTube. Let me inform you guys on YouTube. I'm sorry. Let me just mention this. I only get to see your comments for a couple of seconds. It pops up, sits there for a couple seconds, and then goes away, and I can't read it. So I appreciate you guys coming in, but if you're wanting to actually transverse with me, you're going to need to come into one of the other platforms. Thank you. Okay, getting back to it. So we're on number 4. Made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. This step involves shining a light upon yourself and reliving things you would rather forget. It is challenging, gut-wrenching, and eye-opening. What made me be this way? Because I have multiple siblings in my family. And I know whenever I worked, my first job, Kirsty, check this out. I didn't even buy myself an outfit. I bought Lisa one. So this has been going on before I was even 16. People pleasing, buying people things, trying to get people's love, trying to overdo myself to be, what they needed me to be. Bought 3 or 4 pairs of shoes for boyfriends because I thought that made them know that I love them. No, if I love you, I love you, period. All right. So it says, It is challenging, gut-wrenching, and eye-opening. People's issues can often not stand up to this open and honest look at themselves, right? However, it is indeed, so at number 4, when we get there, this will indeed help you turn from being the person that's having the problem, sending texts whenever you're angry, self-sabotage, staying in the bed, whatever it looks like for you. It's going to help you become a better person. Hi, man of Walking with God. Good to meet you, or good to see you. Sorry. All right, then we're going to be in number 5, the 5th one. We admit it to God and ourselves and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. So, because I want love, I want people to love me like I do them, kind of thing. You know, like my view of love is different, I guess. I don't know. I still haven't actually went all the way through, so I think number 4 might be another one that I need to keep going through. Oh no, actually number 5. Admitted to God and ourselves and another being human being the exact nature of our wrongs, which we're not there, so I'm just going to keep going. This goes right in line with the moral inventory. So we're looking at ourselves. Okay, why are we treating people badly? Why are we, when we get mad at somebody, popping off at the mouth and saying, hey, meet me in the street because I did that? And the girl didn't even really do anything. The pain was with another person, but because she was like, it looked to me like she was talking to the person that I thought was doing it, I was ready to go outside and fight. Come on, let's hit the road. Let's go fight. Let's do it. Yes, exactly. So it diminished my whole my brother's family. Like his daughter-in-law was the person I'm talking about. So I really affected our relationship by doing that, and it was wrong. I even apologized to her at that point, but it was already too late. That's what I'm saying too, and I'm learning is that once you do something, you can't take it back. It's there. You can apologize for it, you can deal with it, you can try to work through it, but you cannot go back and take what's been said. And if people aren't willing to forgive you for that, then it's really difficult for you to make the conjunction back together. But a lot of times, which is what I'm finding, there's not really been another conversation about that moment, which I think would be helpful because I would be able to say to her, I'm very sorry because this was not intended to you at all. This stemmed from the pain and the bitterness in my heart because of the way I felt that I was being attacked. And so I reacted. And it wasn't even really you that was that, but you were just the one that I projected that to because it hadn't been like our conversations between the person that was the problem was truly with never was rectified. When I'd have a discussion, it usually would wind up being a huge fight. So, needless to say, we've never had a direct conversation. I've asked them to because I have worked the program and it says, try to rectify what you can, but they won't. So I'm like, okay, if that's the way that they want to, for the safety of their benefit, I will let this go and I will just continue to try to handle them delicately. You told me that again yesterday, Big Dog. Thank you so much. All right. Number 5, admit it to God and to ourselves and to another person the exact nature of our wrongs. This goes right in line with the moral inventory. You will have to look at everything you have done in service of fulfilling your need for your hurts, habits, hangups, and desires. You have to look at all of it. Admitting there is no excuse for the way that you behave in some cases, like mine. Here, we have to strip away the layers of excuses and reasons for our behavior. The fact that we did those things under the hurts, habits, hangups, desires influence has to be laid bare to ourselves. We have to understand in ourselves that we can't do that. Our higher power and one other person. So we've got to lay bare to ourselves, to the higher power, and to one other person. So you can find somebody, because that person's going to be your accountability partner, and you can say, hey, I did this and I know it was wrong. How could I have handled this better? And they can help walk through for the next time. If we don't learn from our mistakes, we're never going to be able to stop doing this cycle of crap. I'm not being able to read all of it, Christy. I'm sorry. I know, but whenever you don't talk, then you close up and then it all goes inside. That's what I did. I wound up having to go to the hospital because I was internalizing all of my trauma. Every feeling that I had, people called me a crybaby when I was little. You know, you cry about everything. You're always complaining, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it went on and on and on and on and on. So I've had to find my own healing. Because here's the thing, all of the stuff that we testify right now, a lot of people don't like to hear the story over and over again. They don't, because a lot of times it doesn't make them look good. Let's just say that. Maybe in their mind they have a certain way that things should be, and you shouldn't talk about those things because it's embarrassing. To them, if you say the embarrassing things, then they get embarrassed. Right? Don't embarrass me. Don't say things about me. Don't say things about that. We don't need everybody to know our business. We don't need to hang our laundry out, kind of thing. Well, here's the crazy thing. When we finally get to where we're going, we are going to actually tell each other every bit of the stories. Hold on a minute. Every bit of the stories, we're going to tell our story, and it's going to glorify God that we got through, because when we testify, that's what it's called. When we testify about stuff, then it actually glorifies God. Now, I'm going to tell you, Christy, from what you just said, I've done that, and it turned out worse. But we can process our problem first, so don't say anything yet. See, if I was smart and remembered this process, I wouldn't have texted Darren a bunch of junk. I would have just apologized and said I can't make it because of these things that's happened. And then I could have sat back and processed my own hurt of being let down because I wanted to go so bad. See what I'm saying? So we have to take some time away from the hurt and the other people, but we have to have our minds fixated in the process of going, okay, why am I really hurt? What is it that really bothered me? Is it something that they did or something that they said? And also knowing the situation about somebody and realizing that they're just going to be that way, you have to be forgiving because you want forgiveness. You treat others the same way that they treat you. And so by you doing what he did, like you said, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Like I said earlier, just limit your time with people who are mean until they've healed. And eventually when nobody comes around them, they'll figure it out. Because you're important. Every single person here is important. And when people don't get access to you anymore, they're going to wonder why. I missed her. I miss her. I want to be around her. All of the things that you do, you know, they're going to say, oh, they've been a big influence in my life. They had a lot to offer me. I got a lot from being around you. I don't know how anybody can live without you, Christy. I think you're amazing. You're a beautiful person. And so the whole thing, and that's the truth. So the whole thing that people bring up about us is not a reflection of us. It is a reflection of their heart and the condition that they're in. So when they're in a hurting position, then they're going to react like I did when the girl said what she said, and I said, let's go fight. They're going to act like I did, react wrongly. Or they could, you know, be spiteful and say stuff mean to you. So let's keep going. Often that person will be a counselor, a sponsor, or a friend you have in the program, which is okay. As long as you have somebody to talk to about it, because then once you get it out, that helps you process the crap you've been through. It helps you to be able to see, I'm acting a fool and I know it. And I sent this mess over to him and I shouldn't have done that. You know, I feel horrible. It took me a while to actually get the feeling of being horrible about it, right? So it eventually turned to shame. I had to go through that whole process. I love the movie About the Feelings or whatever. because you do honestly have to go through the feelings. Grief, everything has a process that you have to go through, and we got to let ourselves do that. If we don't, then we're going to be working out of bitterness and hurt and pain, which is not going to be beneficial. Hi, Connie. Nice to meet you. All right. Going on to number 6. Once we get through that and we've examined everything in number 6 or number 5, the next one will be we entirely are ready to have God remove all of our defects. So again, when I went through this process before with the people in Star Maker, I got through probably this level as well. And so that helped me. And you know, when you don't completely get through it, you don't just chalk it up and say I'm a failure. You go back and revisit the problem. You go back and revisit the 12 steps again and work them out again. But I've come to the point where I know I have faults. I've gotten to that point where I know I'm not perfect. I know that I have problems and I say things that are hurtful and I do things that are irrational because of the hurtful places that I've been in my life. That's where it all stems from. So in this number 6, I want the Lord, I want the higher power to take that away from me so that I can walk out my life without harming the world. Because in our own minds, we think we're doing well. But in all actuality, if we handle people incorrectly, we're not doing that well. We look just like they do because we're working from a painful heart. Bitter, hurt, all of those. So, we've got to work on our own inside heart. Okay, so let's read that. Once you have found your faults and admitted them to yourself, your higher power, and another person, your sponsor or your accountability partner, you must be ready for that higher power to work through you to overcome all the shortcomings that you have identified, so that you're not even your person you're working with. You can't say they didn't help me enough. You have to actually give this power over to the Lord and say, I'm going to pray. In fact, I remember when I did it before, it may have been in Celebrate Recovery, because I was in Celebrate Recovery for a while when I got out of the hospital. They would say stuff like this: I pray peace to, and then it would be the person that you have my ex-husband. You would pray for them, for God to help them. Pray for peace for them. Pray for love for them. Pray for health for them. So you're giving out this energy now that is within you that is trying to be better, right? So you're praying for the person that you have the altercation with. So that's where I'm at. I've gotten to that point because I was having to pray for my ex-husband and say, I hope that they have a better testimony than mine. What if you said, I tried to unalive her, and now God's changed my heart and I'm sorry that I did it. That's where I want people to get to. I made a mistake. I did something wrong out of my own anger and hurt. This is being open, letting a higher power in and letting him forgive you. Imagine that. Letting the Lord forgive you for your reactions and you just being pure human. Humanity, the Bible tells us over and over again that human heart is evil. That's why God brought Noah's ark. He wanted to get rid of us completely. And that's why he had to send Jesus. So there's my little testimony. But inevitably, all of our hearts are wicked. Not because of we want to be, but because we're human and we have feelings. And when they get hurt, we're like anybody else. Even from man cave days. When they go out of the cave, they had to look and watch. And there would be things to come out and bite them and hurt them and do things. That's the way the world is. It's just the way the world is. So the whole part of this whole process isn't even about Christianity or about being on drugs or about anything. It's a matter that you're a human being. And we are all capable of hurting others. That's not probably how any of us want to do that, though. We all want to love people and be that guiding light and be the shining light to help heal other people's junk. Can I get an amen? All right. So you got to let the Lord and let the higher power forgive you. A lot of times we don't let or we don't believe that we can be forgiven for a mistake that we've made. I know of a girl who still has a problem going to church. I know a couple of people that have different things. One of them got molested by a minister, and so she doesn't believe that God is good because she's fixated her mind on what he did to her. The other thing was another person got an abortion under the age of 16. The reason that she got the abortion, though, wasn't of her own doing, but her mother made her go and have an abortion. And that memory continues to haunt her. And so she thinks she's unworthy to walk into the church. I've had people who have unalived other people by accident, but because they were angry, they reacted and they stabbed the person, and the person ended up unaliving. And then they don't think they're worthy enough to get into the church. They don't think they're worthy enough to believe that God can heal that. Sorry, I hate to tell you this, but God's able to do anything. And that's why we have to learn how to give up our own thoughts and worries and everything else and hand them over. And this is part of the church situation, but if your child or grandchild brings a shoe to you that's knotted up, or even their jacket that they got to put a little tie on, they can't get it off, they come to you with it. It's too much for them. That's how we are. All this junk that we got is too much for me. I don't need to carry this with me. The worry about how they're doing down there now that I had all that stuff happen and wasn't able to go. All these things that have haunted me from the situation, it can still linger. And that can put me in the bed where I can't come out because I feel like a failure. I was unable to hold up my end of the thing. And I said I was going to go. It can get you in the bed. So by you accepting the fact that you take that tennis shoe to the Lord and say, Lord, this is yours. You know how to take care of this better than me. I don't have any way to take care of this. But if I just let you have it, let me ask you something. If a child brings you a shoe that's all knotted up, do they sit there and help you try to figure it out? No. They leave and they go take care of whatever it is that they want to do. That's what I'm saying. That's why we are free to do what I'm doing right now. That's why I have the boldness and the power, is because through Christ Jesus, through the Holy Spirit, I'm able to move. Because I could, if it was me, just me, and I wasn't leaning on him and asking him to take the junk, I'd still be in the bed. I'd still be in the bed. So I had to. I said, I got to get out of this. And I know, and you know what, whenever I feel like I'm in the mully gullies like that, I have to encourage myself and say, whose child are you? Where are you going? Who saved you and prevented you from becoming unalive the last time you got in the bed like that? Who else? Right. But, I mean, if it was just me by myself without coming in front of anybody. So if it was just me, again, being by myself and getting attacked and miserable, staying in the bed, because I've been there. That's what happened to me when I didn't get to go to Florida or to Louisiana. I ended up in the bed worried that our relationship was crushed, that my chances of our future together was gone. I mean, after I did all that stuff, I regretted it. And I said, now what am I going to do? I got up. You can go back and look 3 days ago. I had been in the bed a couple of days or something, and I got back in the game. I fixed up. I put my hair on. I put my nice shirt on. I looked good. I said, I'm not going to let this defeat me anymore. So I got right here in front of y'all, and I confessed it, and I believe he probably watched it. And that's whenever he finally did message me back. So when he understood the situation, because I couldn't even have that conversation with him, he wouldn't respond. He was so upset. And it was either that or he was busy, which he said he was busy. So I'm just going to believe it. I can't change it. I just knew what I did was not right. I don't know what he did. I ain't trying to blame him for nothing. See, I did it again. Trying to blame him. He didn't respond, so I couldn't explain. So I'm making excuses for somebody else's situation and blaming him, basically. And that's wrong. That's what I'm saying. I have not gotten to where I want to be because I haven't stopped blaming. So I want to get there. I want to get to where I don't blame people for things that's happened, especially if it's happening to me and nobody really has anything to do with it. It's just me. Because that was just me going down there and all the junk, about it and all that. That was just me, and I blamed him for it. All right. Number 7, humbly ask him to remove our shortcomings. Once you are ready to accept the help from your higher power, you then must take the step of asking for help from God humbly. This is not a demand or a desperate plea. It's neither one of those. Just like I said, take the shoe. I need you to help me with this, Lord. I can't do it. Every single time you find anything happening in your life, go to the higher power and say, I can't do this. I'm not supposed to carry this. This is yours. In fact, the Lord tells in the Bible, the battle is mine, saith the Lord. Saith means the Lord said it. The battle is mine. So it's not ours. We're not supposed to carry that. Thank you, sweetie. I'm always here for you, too. I hate it that you've been going through what you're going through. We could have been talking about it. But, of course, I got in my own junk. You got in your own junk. The normal humankind thing, right? So now we know. Don't do that anymore. When you need something, you send a message immediately. Hey, I need to talk to you about some stuff. I'm going through some junk. Can we talk? I'll be your accountability partner. You be mine. Number 7, we already talked about. This is a demand. This is not a demand or a desperate plea. It is honest request to make yourself better and healthier. Number 8, you make a list of all persons with whom you have harmed and became willing to make amends to all of them, which is what I told you about earlier. When I had a problem, I went through this process too. But you see, there's more stuff I got to work through. So this is going to be an ongoing process that we always get through. And it makes you feel connected to people when you realize that you are truly mankind. You are truly, because in the Bible, the Old Testament in Genesis, I think it's chapter 1, verse 1, or chapter 5, verse 1, it talks about how God made mankind male and female, and they were both made in his image. So I'm just saying, this is something that we need to address. So we're going to need to admit our wrongs and our shortcomings and acknowledge the behavior in the past is easy compared to sitting down and making a list of people who have been hurt or sacrificed in some way to appease your desires. Doing this honestly will be grueling and painful. This whole process is going to suck. But I'm better because of the first time that I went through it. As I go, I keep getting better. I keep recognizing things. I keep learning from it. If you keep going and doing the same thing, then you're just going to keep making those same mistakes. You're not learning from it. But also will make you understand precisely how much your desires can harm you, can harm both you and those around you. So our desires as human beings, wanting to love, wanting all of the acceptance and all of that, wanting all of our own way, you know what I mean? And wanting people to be respectful to us. Sometimes that's not going to happen. People come in on our lives and been disrespectful, Christy. You know that. If they get too bad, I'd just go ahead and remove them. But in essence, they're coming in here because they got something I got that they want. That's how I look at it. So I've learned now that people are coming in to hear me because I have something that they don't have. That they need something from what I have. God has ordained that to happen. Basically, has put that in place where people come in because they need something I got. Right? I came into yours because of how wonderful that you do with the people that you love. You are a very caring and loving person, and people shouldn't treat you that way. But guess what? Even myself, I'm not as loving and kind as you are, Christy. So it's pretty amazing the type of person that you are. And so you will feel attacked all the time because of that. That's why this process is going to be something you're going to have to learn. I had to learn it. And I'm trying to be as good and kind as you. I'm trying to get in my mind what I should do. You know what I mean? Like, I have never seen somebody be as freely kind, sweet, caring, give the shirt off of her back kind of person. My ex-husband, Johnny, was like that. Johnny's dad, and he gets a lot of that too. He'll be the same way. But a lot of people ain't like that. And they take advantage of people that's like that. All right, let's keep going. Step number 9. After we go through that process, right, of acknowledging our shortcomings and admitting our wrongs, then we're going to be moving into number 9, made direct amends. So, like I said, going to people and trying to have a conversation with them to make amends in the process. To such people, wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. So when I ask the person, they're like, oh, I'm good. It's taken me this long to get through it. I'm okay. That's what they told me. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I've been all right with it. I'm good with it. If that person's good with it and I acted a fool because I was offended by them and what they were saying, and if they say it now, I'm not going to worry about it. I know now that that reflection and the things that they say to hurt other people is a reflection of themselves. I honestly don't think that if they knew the pain that they put people through, that they would do it. I really don't. In my heart of hearts, I don't believe that anyone sets out to hurt someone else just for malicious. But you know, I have seen people do that nowadays. Just ridiculous, hateful stuff, be mean to people. My sugar's probably going low, so I'm going to have to... Yep, 122. Not going to be able to stay on here much longer. So, let's go ahead, since we went through that, I'm going to run through these really quickly. I'm just going to tell you what they are, and then we're going to go to number 1. Continue to take personal inventory. This is 10. And when we are wrong, or when we were wrong, promptly admit it. So this says constant self-control, self-introspection. So we're looking at ourselves to figure out why we're doing what we're doing. And self-awareness. That is what it takes to be healed and to stay healed. And that is what this step will prepare you for. No excuses, no passing on the responsibility, always knowing that you are responsible for your actions and your hurt, and you can hurt yourself and you can hurt others. Number 11 says, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understand Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us. Y'all know the Lord wants more for you than what we have and what we've done for ourselves. If we give our lives over to Him and let Him guide us, a lot of the junk we go through wouldn't be happening. I believe maybe something bad would have happened if I would have went on down to Louisiana. So I'm trying not to be against God. Maybe He has me here to start this process. You know, maybe later on in life, me and Him can be together and do what we were doing. I don't know. But I'm just going to do what the Lord says. And right now, this is what He's got me doing. Sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understand Him. Praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. Keeping in touch with our inner self and our higher power is everything in those times when you are struggling to remain on the path of healing and recovery. So having that connection with God is the only way you're going to get connected to God enough to heal. Continually seeking out a time to respond with your higher power and opening yourself to let you know that they want you, what they want for you, and how they want you to do it is key to this step. So we're trying to get a correspondence between us and God. We're starting to understand that there's a cooperation. I'm going to do what you tell me. You're telling me that this is not good. I'm not going to go. I was pretty persistent. I wanted to go. And it hurt really bad when I wasn't able to. And the Lord had to humble me. That's what I feel like it was. He had to humble me a little bit. When we're humbled, then we're able to rely on Him more. When we're not humbled, and we're not hurt from something, then we don't realize that we need to be, yes, God, I need you. I want you here, God. I want you to help me. Number 12. Having had a spiritual, this is the last one, having had a spiritual awakening due to these steps, we try to carry this message to others and practice these principles in all of our affairs. It says at a certain point in your healing, moving on to help bring these steps to others will help you further. You didn't know the power of these steps until you were shown, and understand others do not. Which brings up the point. If you went through this step and you're able to figure out things, and when you realize other people haven't went through this process to do this, then they're working out of a painful heart, which is a human type of deal. All mankind is going to do something to hurt somebody or themselves. And they don't even realize it. But it's our nature. Thank you so much. All right, let's see. We wanted to go through the questions on number 1 real quick. How about this? We'll do the questions individually. Because I got like 3 more pages and I got to eat something. I'd say if I had food, I'd sit here and eat it, but I don't. All right. Let's just take some time. If I get down to 100, the thing will ring. Okay, so we should be good for a little bit. All right, so the philosophy behind step 1. We're starting the process, okay? I'm going to continue to do this every day, Christy. Tomorrow, I don't think I got anything going on either. So, yeah, I can just come in and spend an hour or 2 doing this. And it would be really cool if you wanted to go on to TikTok, we could actually do it together and learn how. It wouldn't be perfect from the beginning. We would learn how to work together. I could help us, maybe like I could read one page of the paper and then you could read the other page. We could go back and forth when you get up to it. So maybe we could even do that. Maybe you could be a part of it. Yes. I want you to take care of you too, though. That's what this is for. All right, let's keep going. The philosophy behind the first step. The first step is an incredibly powerful one. As our problems and desires grow, we hide them from others and ourselves. We pretend that we had the answers and could control our behavior. When we hurt others, we often blame them. As we do so, our instinct and judgment leads us astray over and over again. Our desires have bled us dry. Our desires for people to love us. Let me just say it. Our desires for people to just treat us respectfully. I can't get them to do it. And it's wearing me out to try to correct everybody else. Can't happen. Leads me astray over and over again. Our desires for that have bled us dry. Many have lost marriages, careers, friends, family, and ourselves as we have succumbed to our desires. Part of the problem is that we are taught to always remain in control and to win at all costs. Admitting that you are powerless and human seems like a form of defeat. And sometimes inside our very being, we rebel against the notion. Don't worry, this is only partial admission of defeat. What you are admitting is that the means you have used, the way that you did it before, so far to control your life has failed. But you are also getting ready to walk on a new path of healing and recovery. One which will ultimately see you overcome and defeat all human desires that mankind has. It may seem like the last thing you want to do when your life is in chaos is to let go and invite even less control. But remember, this process is a productive one. You are letting go of your old habits in order to build different and healthy ones. All forms of renewal and rebirth are painful at first, but it is a healthy pain. How do we let go? The most important part is to admit the depth of our human desires. Basically, how far will you go to get people to respect you? We've done some pretty crazy things. I have. And that we have lost our ability to control it. The first step is where we let go of this pathology, this way of thinking. Our attempts to control our own lives have fallen short. When we fail to gain control, our instinct is to try to hold on to control even tighter. However, in this step, we act counterintuitively and let go instead. Instead of trying to control it, we let go and let God control it. How to work step 1. One of the best and most simple ways to admit you have lost control is to go to meetings and share. Be honest about how your attempts to manage your desires and your want to have people respect you have gone wrong. Tell other understanding people. Hello. Tell other people who understands where you're coming from. How much damage you have done to your life and to the lives of those around you. So people's lives have become separated a lot of times because they don't act right. Because of this thing that they have, right? When you are ready to seriously work the steps, get a sponsor, get a accountability partner that you can trust in order to help you with the process. They will begin to help you immediately in 2 ways. First, whenever you feel like you may relapse and go back into doing that because you're angry, you're upset, in your flesh, hurt, whatever it is. When you feel yourself doing that again, you can contact them. And you will now have someone to consult. If you ever feel weak, reach out before you do something stupid. It is part of admitting that you are powerless. By being able to reach out to someone and say, I can't do this by myself. I need to process it. And it's not going to be processed until I talk to somebody about it. Your sponsor will also play an essential role in facilitating your work on the first step. Sponsors often recommend that everyone working the first step compile a list of some of the worst behaviors and outcomes associated with your misfortunes. So that's the first step, Christy, is that's writing down the kind of crap that we've dealt with since we want to be in control and make people respect us, and we want to buy their love, all the different things that we do. And this isn't just that. I mean, it could be pornography, it could be addiction, it could be drugs, it could be even cigarettes, it could be vaping, it could be pot, it could be anything and everything that you have. This thing, when I say your misfortunes, those things are things too. And it may help you get rid of those things and not have to have them anymore. So that would be good. Remember, the guiding principle is in this step is honesty. When you compile that list, tell everything. Can you join me with what, sir or ma'am? Viking Rock 420. So he's talking about probably smoking pot. I don't smoke pot, but thanks for asking. If you do it, that's fine. I'm trying to help you get out of it. If you want to, maybe it's your way of dealing with life. I'm not done yet. That was just somebody texting me. Yeah, I'm going to look at this real quick. Yeah, I'm still at 123. It actually came up. So there you go. I'm good. Let's see. When you are ready to seriously work the steps, get a sponsor. We remember that. Sponsors often recommend that everyone working the first step compile a list of some of the worst behaviors and outcomes associated with the misfortunes. So we're not going to look at the other person. We're going to look at our past and say, okay, when I reacted badly because I was hurt from something, what malicious things did I do back to people? Did I try to hurt people because I didn't get what I wanted? So on and so forth. Remember, the guiding principle in working this step is honesty. When you compile the list, tell everything, whatever it is, your group and sponsor have probably heard it before. No matter how shameful you believe the details of your story may be, other members will surprise you with their support and understanding. Do not be afraid to tell your sponsor and other members if you have relapsed or are having trouble sustaining recovery or healing in any way. Okay, if you're going through some problems again and it's coming up, do not hesitate to tell the people that are involved in your healing process. Everyone runs into trouble at some point. As long as you are honest about it and prove willing to accept help, there is no obstacle that you cannot overcome in this process. So again, these are going to be good for you. So Christy, if you want to go in, I will send you the link. You can go in and print out these, and then me and you can go through them privately together. And that's what I'll suggest for everyone. Get a sponsor. Go to 12steppers.org. Type or print out step 1 questions. It's a worksheet that has lines on it, and it actually wants you to fill in the blank. So I'm going to retype mine up. Eventually, Christy, I want to be able to, I know you do, sweetheart. I want to eventually have our own web thing that they can go onto and get the papers off of there from our stuff. Hi, Lena. Oh my goodness, she did a song with me before. If you're still here, hi, how you doing? All right, so that's the next step. Now that we've talked about it, now that we've gotten through all of that, the first step is what? Admitting, let me get back over here, that we are powerless. Writing down all the junk that we've done. So we admit we are powerless over our desire to have respect, our desire to have a pot, our desire to have a cigarette. We are out of control. We can't control it. We can't stop it. It's continuing to happen. People being disrespectful to us and us reacting wrongly. All of that stuff is the first step. So the first step is to write down all of the worst things that's ever happened when you were not treated correctly and how you retaliated. Okay? If you didn't retaliate, maybe you got stuck and you became depressed and anxiety and all of these mean, horrible things that you do to yourself. Overeating and over shopping. I mean, I go shopping sometimes. Look at my dress. But it wasn't very expensive. It was like under $6. That's what I'm talking about. And I keep on going because I feel like that I need to represent the Lord. And I need to, even if I'm not on a very big platform, I'm still a representative of God. God says in his word, if you are faithful to a small thing, he will give you a larger thing. So I want to continue to do the best in this little setting that doesn't look very important to anybody. In my mind, it's important to him. Yes. So in my mind, all the stuff that I'm doing is important to God. I'm here. It must be my connection. It says slow connection, so I'm sorry. I'm going to go. We got it together, so get into your step 1s. I'll be back a little bit later to do the Bible Worldwide, and we can go over these, just what they are again. I will continue to probably do Bible Worldwide in conjunction with this, Restore the Way, because I feel like that they go hand in hand. We need to know whose we are and what he says about us. Because the only one I really care about now that I understand is God. I only want to make him happy. He's the only one that truly matters to me. If anybody, oh, where did I get the dress? Goodwill. I got a whole closet full. It's funny because I went one day and I couldn't find nothing. All the clothes were either really, really big or little bitty. I was like, oh, this is cute, but it wouldn't fit. This was cute. This was, again, I had to realize I didn't have control. So I felt the Lord say to me, you'll be able to come back and get one another day when they get a new shipment or whatever they call it. I don't even know where we get ours from. But anyway, I waited. And so then I went back in the middle of the week, like on a Wednesday, and the same woman probably wore the dress that I got. And I got like 3 of them. Since we're just sitting here, let me show you this cute dress I got on, y'all. It's so beautiful. It is full length. Check me out. Let me move this back. Isn't it cute? Isn't that beautiful? $6. Now it's a little bit big. I had to do some adjustments, stuff in the back, but that's okay. If I knew how to sew, I would. This little thing actually goes on it. It'd be funny if somebody goes, ooh, that's my dress, or something silly. So it's too hot up here to wear it, so I don't have it on because of that. But isn't that pretty? I know you can't see everything, Christy, but I'm trying to get you to be able to see some of it. Let me turn this sideways. Maybe it'll be better. There we go. So I took that off. It's kind of hot. I'm not going to do them all that way, but I wanted to show you that. Now I'm going to show you the other dresses that I got because it was beautiful. Put this in there. Now this one is kind of just a regular, you know, everyday kind of dress. So I didn't do a whole lot on that one. And got this dress, which is kind of plummeting. I need to make some adjustments to it, but it's still pretty. And let's see, where else is the other ones? Let me see. The other ones, oh, I got this really cute dress, this shirt. Oh, here they are. It's just one of the shirts. Got that one too. And that one. So all these were in the same trip. This is the one of the ones that I got. Kind of cute, right? It's shorter than the one I have on now. And this one I got, which I don't know how I feel about the design yet. Trying to figure out how I feel about that one. This is the cutest shirt ever. I wore it the other day on my live. Y'all already seen that one probably. Now, the funny thing is, Christy, I could probably go shopping for you over here. You just have to give me your sizes. And then this is a shorter version of the one I have on already. See how it's got the little woo, 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 woo at the bottom? Cute, right? Me too. And then I got this one. I love this one because it's like a spring dress. And I'm very happy with it because it's not, I mean, actually, girls, can I say this? In the summertime, these are the best things to wear because it's not as hot as shorts and all the other junk. So dresses are better. So I'm probably going to go out there and look for more of them like this one here that's, you know, a lot less in the size and all that. But yeah, that's where I go. Before I bought this one, I've gained some weight. Have to wear a shirt underneath of it. And let's see, I bought this one, which is kind of like a formal, but it's so cute. Me and the baby will dress up and do something cute with it because it's got the like tutu fabric or whatever. It's so cute. Anyway, so I just think about stuff like that. I am such a girly girl. And, I mean, yeah, I got a lot of things from there. I think this is one of the dresses I got there too. It's got the sleeves out. It's kind of cute. I had this in the fall. So here's what happened whenever I moved in with Mom and Dad. I got this job at the thing that I'm at now. I'm a teacher, and so you got to dress up. Now, don't get me wrong. I didn't have all these dresses whenever I first got there. But once I was there and I started seeing the other teachers dressing up, I was like, heck, I need to get me some clothes. So I had to even get some jeans because I'll be honest with you, I was so bad off. We had moved and lost everything um, that I didn't even have jeans. Didn't even have jeans. So I had to do something. So normally I'd go to Cato's, spend $30 or something ridiculous for the dresses that I had, and then be broke. So whenever I finally, decided I'm going to go ahead and bite the bullet, I went ahead and went to the Goodwill. Like I said, they helped Johnny, so if they're going to do that, I'm going to help support them too because I think they're awesome. Yeah, probably. I think I have. Yeah. So yeah, I'm at 117 now, so I'm not gonna be able to go much longer. But I can't believe my sugar does this good with that cake. I'm gonna have to send you that recipe. You will love it. It's kind of a fruity kind of a cake, but it does not affect. I haven't had to have even a shot. It kept my sugar under 180 on my glucometer after I ate a big old bowl of it. So you're gonna need to get that recipe. And all my numbers look so much better now that I'm on this pump. That's why I'm like, traveling. I just can't risk it, right? So hopefully I can go for a short amount of time. I even thought about Christy flying. I don't know how you feel about that. She's probably like, no way. I thought about flying because it only takes 4 hours to get there flying. 12 hours if you're driving. So we'd have to stop if we're driving down there and sleep and then go. So the plan was that I was going to go for 4 hours, stay. He was going to meet me there, and then we were going to drive the rest of the way the next day. But yeah, it didn't work out. All right, I got to go eat. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all so much, and I hope you're getting something from it. So again, I started this process at Celebrate Recovery. I'm almost sure that's what it was. And so whenever my therapist told me that I needed to join something like this to be able to help me for future, it made sense. Because I've seen people recovering from alcohol, drugs, and everything. Okay, we can do it together. We can do it, girl. Just tell me when you're ready. It's got to be soon, though, because I'm going to have to start taking classes and junk. I mean, I'm going to school now, which is going to make it bad. Taking 3 classes, and that's kind of why maybe I don't need to. But if you don't really want to go, we can get together and do it. I love you too. But let's get your floor finished on the shed and everything first before we take off. But I'd like to go, and if you want to go, you can definitely ride along. I would love that. Make you feel better getting away, and it's hot down there, though. I'm going to tell you. We're going to need a hotel. It's got a pool. And hopefully, a hotel's got a pool inside. I do too. I like to drive. But it can be scary, man. I'm telling you. It can be scary going down there. Just because it's just so much different than here. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, the South is just the different. It's just a whole nother culture completely. And I really want to go to New Orleans. Lisa wanted to go too. So we might just pick up and go. You know what else I wanted to do? I don't know if we're going to get to do it, but I'd love to. It's kind of expensive, but I think it would be worth it. There's Noah's Ark. I got a suit. Sweet. Is that what you mean, a sweet? I got to go eat. Let me go do that. I'll be back later. I hope you come back and join me then. Again, we're going to work on this together. If you missed it, you can go back and follow me on my YouTube channel. I don't know how well it's going to be recorded. It's at Crystal Blue, no E. Don't put the E on it. And then 2023. So at Crystal Blue 2023. That's my channel. Go in and you can see them. I've made them from private to all public, so everybody can read it and see it again. So I'm going to keep saying on number 1 for a while until we all get, everything situated. It looks like they're about done. I messaged Richard about going, and he said that, which is crazy because on TikTok is where Dory is that I don't follow him on Facebook, but he is on the other one. So he said to follow him for next year. He posts all that stuff, so I'm gonna have to follow him. Anyway, I don't have that much of a relationship with the dude, so I don't know all the ins and outs. But anyway, I gotta go eat. And oh, you got a swimming suit? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, girl. Chill out and by the pool. It's gonna be fun. You know what? If we don't go down there, we might have him meet us in Gatlinburg. I know the perfect place. Got a pool inside, and we can all have our own little set. It wasn't much at all. I think $400 for the weekend, 3 days or something. I don't know. It was when Kayla got married. Anyway, I'll be on later. We can figure it out. I love you. Bye. Or you can even call me when we hang up right now because I'm gonna go eat. Bye, guys. Love you all. Thank you for being here. God bless.